right. Let me get to our next guest. He's a travel guide. Please welcome Steve Spinx.
Hello, Scott. It's wonderful to be here in beautiful
Steve.
Los Angeles, California.
Yes, welcome to Los Angeles. Are you not from here?
I'm not from here. I'm from Bellingham, Washington.
Bellingham,
beautiful
Washington.
Place up in the Pacific Northwest.
That's by Seattle, is it not?
It is. It's closer to the Canadian border. A beautiful place to visit.
Home of the University of Washington, I believe.
False. Home of Western Washington University.
That's exactly what I meant. WWU.
This, by the way, this man who errantly said what school it was, this is Jon Hamm.
Hello, Jon Hamm.
How do you
Wonderful
do?
to see you in beautiful Los Angeles, California.
And we established you are not from here.
No, I'm from Bellingham, Washington. I'm visiting. Yes.
Home of Western Washington
That's
University.
correct. Yes, correct.
And this is Bridget Jones.
Hello, Bridget Jones. It's wonderful to see
Lily,
you.
what's up? Awesome to meet you. Excited to go exploring Los Angeles with you.
Yes, we'll have to get together and see the sights and sounds.
Maybe
of
we
Los
could go
Angeles.
to like Subway or like something cool.
Sure, a wonderful local eatery like Subway sandwiches. I can't wait to explore.
So you're a travel guide. What does that mean, especially in today's economy?
Well,
what does
I've written several guidebooks on different
so you're an
places
author.
to see, and I have a popular video series guiding people through many popular travel destinations. You see, I have a simple life philosophy that travel has really changed my life, and I believe in two things. One, I believe that every person should have their mind expanded by traveling abroad, and two, I believe murder should be legal. So if I can give you some tips about where to visit.
I would like to maybe revisit two.
What's going on?
Yeah, hold
That
up, because
seems
you
like-
said two things and one
sounds great.
Sounds great to me.
One, I think, is
And
what
the
I'd
other
love
was
to
about
focus on.
travel.
Right. Good. So you understand. Very few people understand.
No, what is this? What you say? Murder should
Should be legal.
legal.
Now, is this something that your travels have led you to believe?
Well, this is very separate from my travel work. This is just something I work on passionately in my spare time. But it's funny you say I was inspired to have this viewpoint on the very first international trip I ever took to the beautiful Amalfi Coast. There I was on the beach in Positano, a young boy looking at crabs and other sea creatures and tearing them limb from limb. And I looked out in the water and I saw two beautiful men in a rowboat, and one of them killed the other one as I watched. And I thought, my God, the magic of travel. Here is a man living life. And then as he rowed back to shore, I said, I'll keep his secret and I'll become a travel writer.
Isn't this the plot to tell
Talented Mr. Ripley, I believe. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not familiar. I haven't seen it. No.
That's because it seems awfully.
It seems a lot like
awfully
it.
similar.
Two beautiful men, though.
All I know is I saw two gorgeous hunks fighting in a rowboat, and it inspired my point of view.
Are you attracted to men? Is that?
I actually have no sexual feelings toward anyone whatsoever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I consider myself a member of the asexual community.
Oh, okay, wonderful. But you on a just purely a.
I'm attracted to anything that bleeds blood. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, like mad. That's awesome.
Bridget gets it. So anyway, I'd love to give you some travel tips as we move into the
Yeah,
fall.
I'd love to. It sounds
I
like
guess
it's going to
so.
be illuminating.
Well, it's obviously you guys have explored Italy, and I'd be remiss if I didn't recommend the Eternal City, Rome herself. A beautiful place to visit to soak up the sights and sounds of culture of the ancient Roman world. I mean, the entire city is built on the bones of the dead. You could practically hear their wails as you wander their cobblestone streets.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's an awful lot to recommend. I have been to Rome. It's beautiful. The
please.
Eternal City, they call it. Because
That's right.
It's
All roads lead there.
All roads lead
That's
there.
right.
There's 7 hills. There's some wonderful food and beautiful things to see in the art world. The Vatican is there.
Of course.
Vatican is
So
beautiful.
maybe like any of those. Have you been to see any of the sites?
Why are
of
you
Rome?
concentrating on the
feels
the
a
bones
little,
of the dead?
Yeah, it feels.
I don't know that I was concentrating on it. I mean, it's never far from my thoughts, but I try to push those away so I can soak up the culture and the beautiful Campo di Fiori at their outdoor market.
Yeah, when you say the bones of the dead, who are you talking about? You just people who have died there?
I'm talking about a couple people that I know who have died there for sure.
A couple people you know.
Specific people.
Yes.
Who are we talking about here? Like
My cameramen. A couple of my cameramen have
Couple
died.
of your cameramen
A couple
died
of my
in
cameramen
Rome?
have passed away.
What happened?
Through murder.
through murder.
Through murder.
And did you any leads on the suspect?
Well, I
of
didn't
who
need to
might have-
investigate. I murdered.
Oh, so
I murdered.
You murdered.
I murdered.
Now, was there a reason?
There doesn't need to be a reason for people to commit murder,
All right,
John.
I feel like I'm getting your sense of why you feel murder should be legal.
Look, there's no sense in controlling and regulating any of humanity's simple vices. I'm talking, of course, about sex, drugs, and murder. The three things that all human beings want at all times.
I don't know.
Hell yeah, like I totally agree. Like get mad pegged and like eat your stinky stompers and like, you know, live your life, like murder somebody. Like hell yeah.
know.
Well, I feel like all those three things are very highly regulated and with good reason.
Well,
That's right.
I'd like to live in a world where none of them are regulated.
So, what about manslaughter? Should that be regulated?
Manslaughter, please, God, keep the manslaughterers at bay. I have no patience for the manslaughters, people driving their cars recklessly or throwing people off
Because these
boats.
are accidents.
Those are simply accidents.
Those are simply accidents.
And
That
people
needs
should
to-
be more careful.
They should be, prosecuted with the full
Fully
extent of the law.
Yes.
Yes,
of course.
exactly. Yes.
But murder is just a simple human urge. Is that what you're
I
trying
think
to
it's a
say?
simple human urge, and I think everyone should get at least one. I've had a few, but everyone should get one. You know?
When you say at least one, though, are you saying after the first you should be prosecuted, or
No.
No.
What a beautiful singing voice.
Oh,
So
thank
mad
you. Yeah,
good.
sorry, I'm warming up my pipes. No,
do you sing like maybe Jeremy Piven? Would you might
sing
Jeremy
Piven like that.
Yeah.
I could sing like that. Yes,
Okay,
of
yeah,
course,
great.
but it would be nothing compared to the beautiful songs you might hear wandering the streets of Rome.
yeah.
Well, of course, and Bridget's here. Bridget hails from one of the most incredible capitals of the world, London, England.
My village.
That's right. Your village.
Just
in
across the
London,
pond, as
Just
they say.
across the pond. A beautiful place for people to visit where you can see such wonderful sights as the great Trafalgar Square or Buckingham Palace. Or, of course, you could walk the very alleys that Jack the Ripper walked as he tore prostitutes limb from limb in a practice that I consider to be quite fun. And
Now, interesting that no one's ever successfully identified or found the person known as Jack the Ripper. Do you have any insight on that?
well, I think it speaks to a simpler time when people didn't want to look too hard at someone who was murdering other people, and maybe we could take a little lesson from those times and not investigate why cameramen keep going missing at different shoots throughout Europe and other regions abroad.
Did you murder some cameramen in England?
Yes, I
Is that-
did. Yes,
Okay.
Scott. I don't.
Yeah,
This
okay.
is. I want to focus on recommending a trip for you.
I'm
okay,
really,
I don't
really
want
curious as to how you keep getting these cameramen to sign on to these
I don't think I would-
very dangerous jobs.
I wouldn't work for you after the first incident, I think.
Well, that's why I go to college students. I mean, it's a lot of USC film students.
Got it.
Yeah, get them young, you know what I'm talking about.
The NYU kids don't know no better. You know what I mean? So,
Sure.
you know. So I've had a couple of 16-year-olds. There were two 16-year-old camera people who were...
You love 16-year-olds.
32-year-old.
Yeah, so that makes one 32-year-old cameraman, and that's all you need to make a shoot, really.
yeah. Huh.
You know, and I think it's fine to, if you have a personal connection with someone, like someone's in your employ, and
That's a personal connection?
Yeah, I think I consider that
Seems
to
more
be
of a
a
Like,
business
I'm
connection.
Yeah.
mad close with my boss and all that.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
famously so. Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like you have sex with them and stuff. So.
Well, I wasn't having sex with any. I want to be clear about that. Okay,
You're
I
an
was-
asexual murderer.
I'm an
Yeah.
asexual
You just
murderer.
So
killed
this
them.
murder is not motivated from a sexual context.
No, God, no.
Although, do you feel
Lust to
powerful
kill.
and
Yes, I feel. Well, I feel akin to God in that moment when my eyes go jet black and my hands wrap around the tight neck of a 16-year-old cameraman.
Well,
Yes.
so you like a strangler? Like that's how you kill most of the time?
I don't discriminate against any way you want to kill. If it be it strangling or drowning someone in the River Thames, a beautiful river all throughout London, where you can see it from the eye of London if you ride that beautiful Ferris wheel.
Literally, all the places you're mentioning, I'm like, I don't know that one. I don't know that
Interesting.
one.
You've never been
I'm
to those
learning like
places?
mad stuff right
Yeah.
now.
What about that
Well,
big
I'm glad I'm
Ferris
here.
wheel?
I knew where the Queen was. That's about it.
Where was she?
She's in the Bowers, in my village.
I gotta say, Steve, it seems like you're way more interested in
Murder than
people.
travel.
I feel like you guys have forced me to this conversation.
Oh no, you offered it up very quickly.
It was the second.
I
thing you
really,
said.
I'd love to roll back the tape because I don't know that is the case.
Oh, I certainly don't want to anger you.
Yeah.
Be careful. Yes,
I mean, we're not your cameraman.
not at all.
Well, look, I don't
Nor
want.
are we in your employ. Let's
Fair
just make
enough.
that very clear.
I don't want anyone to be afraid.
Although I guess Scott you probably are paying him to be here.
Yeah, that's true.
So
What a personal connection you and I have.
You don't pay
no.
shit.
I'm not going to pay you.
Oh, okay.
It's a freebie.
Well, wonderful.
It's a freebie.
Of course, you're getting wonderful travel tips from me. Why would you?
I'm getting paid in travel tips, yes.
Yes, of course. No, look, I don't want to murder anyone necessarily. I believe murders should be rare, safe, and legal. That's all I feel about it, okay? It's just an option that people should have. If you want to murder, go for it.
So what are the parameters then if you want it to be so rare? I mean, how many do you get a year?
You've got quite a few under your belt.
Well, I'm an experienced murderer. I like to regularly check in with my own bloodlust to make sure that it's at a reasonable level.
Where are we at right now?
Right now?
Yes.
High.
Really?
Oh, awesome.
Right now it's high.
That's so freaking fun.
Yeah. Well,
Your eyes are like all black and shit.
I can feel the blackness entering my pupils.
Your hands are just tightening up.
Certainly, yes. I'm beginning to
Also
disassociate.
very, very sweaty.
Oh, that's never not the case. It's
Oh, okay. So we shouldn't
always
read
a bit of sweat
anything
going
into that.
on.
Okay.
Well, I'm
Good to know.
I'm so excited about the possibility of travel.
I worked into a lather.
Oh, yes. I like to lather my body in my own sweat. Yes, it's a way to cool my temperature, which I find as my core temperature rises, I am closer to the act of murder itself, to becoming God and killing again.
I'm rethinking sitting on this side of the table. I sort
know,
of wish we were closer to the door.
Well, although I do like how far away he is.
Yeah,
He's
we
a
do have the
length
table
away,
between us.
because he's a little closer to Bridget at this point.
I'm not like worried at all. I'm
No,
like,
you
like,
are representing very calm.
but yeah,
You're like
I'm
almost man-spreading right now. Like you're so
I'm
calm.
spreading my legs
Extremely
like wide as
wide.
hell, like doing the splits, just sitting in this freaking seat.
Why are you so calm, Bridget? Do you have no fear of death?
I'm just like, if I'm gonna die, like go right ahead. Like
It's already preordained.
But the
God
pros-
has already
so
decided
like-
when we're going to die.
I'll go see the Queen. You know what I mean?
Prospect of death it seems to be making you a little horny.
Well, I'm like mad horny for death if I really think about it.
Really?
Maybe that's something you both have in common.
Well, that's, again, asexual. That's something that I believe you should be allowed to explore. If you're feeling horny about death, why not explore it?
Well, it's just cool watch like people's like life drain from behind their eyes.
I
You
couldn't
know.
agree
Bridget
more.
Jones.
Well, it's like when I come on this podcast, I watch people sitting here like they're like their eyes shutting down.
I noticed that as well, yes.
I never realized watching your first two movies that you were so into like murdering people. Like,
Right. Well, yeah.
I think maybe just watching them be murdered.
But
Maybe I don't know if she wants to get her hands dirty.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
I do know this would make a hell of a diary entry.
that's true.
oh god damn, like too bad I'm like doing the splits right now. I can't reach me pen. I'm literally thinking about like when I told you how 23 years ago they changed all the diaries and they made the movie all messed up with Nell Wiggers Vernay. Like actually there was murders. Like
There were murders
there
in
was
your original diaries?
Mad murder.
Really?
Mad murder.
That's a movie I would have liked to see, to get the sights and sounds of London, England, and also the sights and sound of blood pouring down Renee Zellweger's arms as she strangles Hugh Grant to death.
Well, Hug had a
Blood
problem
pours
with
out
it.
when you strangle someone?
If you do it right, I guess.
If you do a strangulation motion and also bring your thumbs up into their eye sockets
Oh
to
my
puncture as
gosh.
deep as you possibly can.
That's-
Hell
that's
yeah, hell yeah.
alarmingly specific.
Now, Scott, as a lover of hentai, perhaps you would be interested in going to
I don't
the
love hentai.
land of the rising sun.
Barely know
Japan.
what it is.
You could-
Oh, really?
You could plan a beautiful trip to the nation of Japan. You could start in Osaka by the sea and enjoy their delicious street food, move to Kyoto and see the old shrines on top of the hill, and then go to the bustling urban metropolis of Tokyo itself, where that is filled with so many people that who would notice if just one went missing?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
A
again-
cameraman? Is that what?
I was going to say.
It doesn't have to be a cameraman. It could be anyone. It could be
Like
a street vendor. It could be
Hentai artist?
It could be a hentai artist after they've given you what you wanted. It could be
Do they
any.
have street hentai artists?
I don't know.
Yes,
I bet
do.
they do. I bet Scott knows exactly where they're located. He's like going to do his little caricature tour. Please join me with octopus legs. Oh, please. I want to know.
Can you? That would be something fun to see. A little hentai caricature.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, so,
Hey,
Yeah,
so you're into hentai?
yeah.
Okay.
Draw me with a big
Sweet
forehead and a tentacle penis,
tweet at Scott Aukerman with the hentai pictures.
and tweet at Steve Spinx as well. I'd like to get my hands on some of those.
Oh, yeah. What is your handle?
Huh?
Our first of the show. We did it.
It's at Steve Loves Travel /Murder is Fine.
Okay, and the slash is written out? Is that,
Yes.
And then there's a knife emoji? Is that? I'm looking you up right now.
Slash murders. Are
Yes,
Yes.
couple of knife emojis, and that's just something I advocate for.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
What don't you know?
Yeah, what don't you get?
I confess, Fletch, that I sometimes when I'm doing the show, I feel the need to alert the authorities about one of our
That's
guests.
what it feels like. We're getting dangerously close
I'm
to
not legally bound to it like a psychiatrist or anything.
But I feel like at some point we become aiding and or abetting and or
True.
accessories
This is a
to
classically backwards mindset that is really, that's an ancient way of thinking. Okay, I want to bring us into the 21st century where we think of murder not as just the brutal ending of a life, but as the fun ending of a life.
I see. It's also the beginning into whatever the afterlife
That's
is.
right.
So.
Think of that.
It's a
Think
gateway,
of the
a portal.
favor I've done for all those young cameramen as I've ushered them across that bridge into another realm.
Like, why don't you be killing the sound guy?
Sound guy's great.
I mean, we have our producer Devin is over here. He's recording all this. Maybe you could
I've
kill
got
him.
no complaints about Devin sounding great. But
Now, I don't want to, maybe you don't want to state the obvious, but there is a camera running on this
Oh
that
my
Devin
God.
is
Oh,
controlling.
shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not recording.
I'm not recording. I'm
Yeah,
not
right.
recording.
Scott's
this-
been
not
recording
my
this the
camera.
whole
I've never even
time.
seen
and
this.
that's
I knew
and
it.
that's been pointed at me the whole time.
Pretty much. It's a
I don't
pretty
even know if
wide
it's
angle.
pointed at you necessarily as maybe getting all
Because
of
it
us.
seems like it's been sort of mismanaged the entire time in terms of I don't know that the frame has been correct, which when I get in the goddamn edit room, it's going to be a goddamn nightmare, Devin, when I look at this fucking footage. Are you fucking kidding me?
Maybe Devin should probably take a.
Yeah, maybe
take five,
Devin
take a
should take a
five.
vacation. Maybe Devin should take
Maybe
a
Devin
permanent
should
vacation
excuse
to
himself.
the other side of the world, to deep underneath the world. Oh, Devin's trying to walk out of the
hiding
goddamn
under the
studio. He
table.
thinks that'll save him. He thinks I don't know where his car is in the Airwolf parking lot. He thinks I don't know how to crawl under the chassis of a car and ride it all the way home to jump out of his parking garage when he least expects it. Yes, of course I do. I learned how to do it in Mumbai, India, when I was riding in some of their exciting vehicles in the bustling traffic of Mumbai, India.
Well, I can't wait to travel. Like, literally everything you're saying, I'm like, I gotta get on a plane.
Exactly. See, maybe if your mind was broadened by a travel experience, you would understand that human life is cheap and nothing we do matters.
Well, I did like the fact that actually talking about travel seemed to calm you down.
It
a little
did,
bit.
it did.
Yeah, you were
You were getting kind of
very close to the edge.
real far out over the
Yes.
skis there.
It's one of the
speaking of skis. Have
Go
you ever
on.
been on a ski vacation?
Yes, of course. Beautiful Aspen, Colorado. It's not an
Lovely.
international destination, but you'll feel like you're in the Alps when
It
you're
makes you
riding.
kind of
those
breathe
slopes.
nice and easy.
Yes, the high mountain
Beautiful
air.
altitude.
That thin air.
The thin air and the wonderful snow under which anything can be buried. Anything at all can be buried and not found for months and months and months.
The cold temperature does preserve the bodies, though.
That's
that might
true.
Be
That's
I want them to
just
be
a-
preserved.
Oh, dear.
Oh God! Oh God!
There's nothing wrong with the preservation of a beautiful, beautiful murder.
Oh jeez! Look, John, I think I gotta call the cops.
I would say yes. I think maybe we should. Can we just text the
Yeah,
the
can you text
authorities?
911?
Listen, I'm gonna take care of this. I'm gonna text the powers. in
You're
my
texting the
village.
Queen?
I'm texting the Queen. She's not
Buckingham
getting back
Palace?
to me.
She just died. Remember?
Oh God!
No,
I totally
that was our only way out.
I totally forgot.
And was there a cause of death reported on the Queen?
No, this can't be you.
Impossible.
I didn't say anything at all.
She's an older woman.
I, in fact, feel like maybe we might be talking to someone who might be directly responsible next week. So,
I can't wait to listen.
She wasn't old. She wasn't old. She was so young.
Older.
yeah. Well, look, Steve, I don't pay any attention to me. What I'm
Okay.
doing with my phone
I
right
won't.
now.
But I
Yeah.
noticed Devin picked up an old landline in the next room, and Devin, you put
Wow.
that fucking landline
It's like
down.
one
I
of
swear
those
to Christ.
phones where
I swear to
the
God, you put that
numbers
down,
go
and I'll
in
kill you right now.
circles.
I'll kill you right now. That's it. I've declared my intentions over the airwaves.
It's taking him so long
kill
to
you.
dial. He's like one all the
Is that
way
a
around.
rotary
the circle, two all the way around the
He'll
circle.
get there. He'll get there. Look,
No one will miss you, Devin.
We are running out of time. We only have time for one final
Devin's
feature
running
on the
out
show.
of
Oh my God! And that's a little something called plugs. And Steve, your eyes are black. You're sweaty. Your hands are curling up.
Get me out of here before I do something I won't regret.
Okay, we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.